Hi, you guys. Welcome back for our daily practice questions. As always, I like to first get into my introduction and disclaimer before getting started with our questions for today. So, for those of you who are familiar with me, hey, y'all. For those of you who are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Dr. Brittany Weinstock. I am a family nurse practitioner, and I am the founder and CEO of the Nursing Studio. I provide resources, tools, review courses, review videos, one on one sessions, Q banks, and more to assist nurses as well as nurse practitioners with success on their boards as well as in practice. I've been doing this since 2015, assisting nurses and nurse practitioners internationally with exam success. Now, y'all know I always go over my disclaimer reminder that we know there's no absolutes in medicine. We treat on a patient by patient basis, and any of the questions that you see here, I have designed and created based on the current guidelines that are being tested on the ANCC as well as AAMP exam. Now, any of my videos where I teach on things that we currently do in practice, I will always say that so there's no confusion. So, with that being said, let's get into question number one for today. Question number one states a 64-year-old male with a 30-pack year smoking history is diagnosed with stage 1 COPD. He presents with a 5-day history of increased shortness of breath, cough, and sputum production. He has had one prior exacerbation in the past year. Spirometry shows an FEV1 of 82%. What treatment should be initiated for stage 1 COPD? Is it A, Alama, B, Asaba, C, long term oxygen, or D, an inhaled corticosteroid? Take a moment and tell me what you got, you guys. All right, so y'all know I always recommend reading the stem of the question first. Reading the stem of the question first allows you to slow down to ensure you're answering what is being asked of you. So here, the stem of the question states, what treatment should be initiated for stage 1 COPD? Now, this stem tells us exactly what we need to answer this question, but you do want to go and look back at the scenario so that you can pull what you need. So, one, typically I tell you if they're asking for a treatment, look to see if they have provided you with a diagnosis, right? And they have, because even in the stem, it says what should be the treatment for somebody, with stage 1 COPD. So you want to start thinking about those treatment options. Now, just looking back at the scenario to see if there's any additional things that we need to know, it just lets us know 64-year-old man, he's has a 30-year smoking pack year history. He's had increased symptoms, but he has been diagnosed with stage 1 COPD. So what do we do in stage 1? We're going to put you on a short acting, right? Either Asaba or Asama. So here, the best answer is B, Asaba. All right, question number two. A 71-year-old male with severe COPD, stage 3, presents with worsening dyspnea despite using his current regimen of Asaba PRN and LABA. He has a history of 2 exacerbations in the past year. His FEV1 is 42%. What is the next best step in his treatment? Is it A, long term oxygen therapy, B, Asaba as needed, C, inhaled corticosteroid, or D, start systemic corticosteroids daily? Take a moment and tell me what you got. All right, so here the stem states what is the next best step in his treatment. Again, if we're talking treatment, look to see if they provided you with a diagnosis. And they have, this person has COPD stage 3, which is the severe stage, and he's already on a SABA PRN and a LABA, which is adequate for stage 1 and stage 2, right? And so now that we know that you're in stage 3, we want to make sure that we have an inhaled corticosteroid on board. Remember, I tell you, Brittany's brilliance for you to remember that is ICS, 3 letters in stage 3 for COPD, okay? So C is your best answer. Lastly, question number 3. A 67-year-old female with a history of moderate COPD, which is stage 2, presents with increasing shortness of breath and 2 exacerbations in the past 6 months. She is currently using a SABA PRN, a LABA, and started pulmonary rehab. What is the next best step in the treatment for this patient? Is it A, continue a SABA as needed, B, initiate a LABA, C, initiate an inhaled corticosteroid, or D, start long-term oxygen therapy? Tell me what you got, you guys. Tell me what you got. All right, so this stem states what is the next best step in treatment for this patient? So, again, have they provided us with a diagnosis? And I know this stuff seems redundant, but when you get on tests, any test, even in school or you're doing practice exams, but more importantly, when you sit down for boards, I'm hoping that you're hearing my voice say, when you get stuck on those stems or whatever else, all right, she said, when I see a treatment, look to see if they provided me with a diagnosis. If they have not provided the diagnosis, I need to run it back a step further and look at the assessment findings. It sounds crazy now, but sometimes we need that repetition in our mind so that when it's time to apply it, we can work through the processes, because in practice is what we've been doing, right? But again, so they have provided us with a diagnosis. It shows us that they have moderate COPD. But the key here is it lets you know that they have a history of moderate COPD stage 2. But although they are currently on all the appropriate management for stage 2, she is continuing to have exacerbations. She's continuing to be symptomatic. So we need to bump up the stages, right? She'll warrant another spirometry to see what her FEV1 is. I'm sure it's going to be even lower, and she's probably now in that diagnosis, the diagnostic stage of stage 3. And we want to go ahead and initiate ICS in this scenario because she's clearly not being managed in stage 2 with the current and appropriate stage 2 therapies. Okay. All right, you guys, I hope you found this helpful. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share with whomever you may think may find this beneficial as well. But y'all know what to do. Y'all make sure y'all meet me back here. And if you need any of the resources that I do offer, feel free to reach out to the nursing studio by giving us a call at 803-400-6864. You can also shoot a text message to this number or shoot us an email to the nursing studio, the number one at gmail.com. The things that I do offer are all linked in the bio of this channel or on my website, which includes my review book. You can get it in the ebook or paperback option. If you prefer studying independently, my self-paced review for family and adult Gero. It's also linked in the bio. If you need to do any practice questions to test your knowledge and study, because I have included video rationales with them, the QBank options are linked in the bio of this channel. And as always, if you're looking to book any one-on-one sessions with me, I always say either call, text, or email, as I offer a variety of one-on-one session types. And I want to be sure that this is the appropriate session that you're booking for what you need. Okay. But as always, y'all know what to do. Y'all make sure y'all meet me back here. Happy studying. Bye, y'all.